Hey there, fellow paranormal enthusiasts! Welcome to the Macomb Paranormal Investigations and Research channel, where the veil between the living and the spectral gets thinner with every upload. Today we're strapping on our ghost hunting utility belts and diving headfirst into the fascinating world of spirit communication. We'll be exploring some tried and true techniques, the kind of stuff that would make even the most skeptical Scooby-Doo raise an eyebrow. We're talking about the methods that paranormal investigators swear by, the ones that make those spooky shows you binge-watch look like child's play. So, grab your EMF readers, make sure your flashlights are charged, and get ready to unlock the secrets of the great beyond. Let's get spooky. Alright, ghost hunters, let's talk REM pods. This little gadget is like the love child of a radio and a ghost whisperer. See, it emits this electromagnetic field like an invisible force field around itself. And get this, if something, or passes through that field, boom, the lights on the REM pod go haywire. It's like the spirit equivalent of tripping an alarm system. Now I'm not saying every flicker means you've got a Casper convention in your living room, but it's definitely a sign that something's messing with the natural electromagnetic juju. Think of it this way. You ever walk into a room and feel like someone's watching you but no one's there? That's your own spidey senses tingling, picking up on those subtle energy shifts. The REM pod just does it with a little more flair and flashing lights. So, you're in a supposedly haunted location, lights are dim, you've got your REM pod perched on a dusty shelf, and suddenly, the lights start doing the Macarena. Is it a draft, faulty wiring? Or is it Gertrude, the resident ghost, finally fed up with the living invading her space? That's the beauty of paranormal investigation, my friends. It's all about interpreting the clues, connecting the dots, and maybe, just maybe, getting a ghostly boo out of it. But hey, even if it's just the wind, at least you've got a fancy light show, right? Now, REM pods are pretty sensitive, so don't go blaming the mailman every time the lights blink. You gotta look for patterns, repeated activity in the same area, maybe even try asking the spirits some questions. Who knows? You might just get a response that'll send shivers down your spine. And trust me, when that REM pod starts going off like a disco ball in the presence of something unexplainable, you'll be glad you brought it along. It's like having a direct line to the other side, but instead of a ringing phone, it's a symphony of flashing lights. So, there you have it, folks. The REM pod, your pocket-sized portal to the paranormal. Just remember, with great power comes great responsibility, so use it wisely, and don't blame me if you accidentally summon something you can't unsummon. Happy hunting. Alright, let's talk about capturing ghostly whispers. You know how sometimes you hear things but you can't quite make them out, like a mumble in the distance or someone calling your name in a crowded room? Well, spirits, they're kind of like that, only their whispers are on a whole other frequency. That's where voice recorders come in, my friends. These trusty gadgets are like the Sherlock Holmes of the paranormal world, picking up on subtle clues that our human ears just can't quite grasp. See, the world of sound is a vast and mysterious place, and we only hear a tiny sliver of it. Spirits, on the other hand, they might be operating on a whole different wavelength, sending out messages that we'd miss if we weren't listening closely. So you're in a creepy old attic, dust bunnies the size of chihuahuas, cobwebs thicker than your grandma's secret spaghetti sauce recipe, and you're feeling that telltale chill down your spine. You whip out your trusty voice recorder, hit record, and wait. The silence is deafening, broken only by the creaking of the house settling. You ask a question, your voice echoing in the emptiness. Is anyone there? Silence. You try again, this time a little louder, a little more insistent. If there's a spirit present, can you make a sound? And then, you hear it. A faint whisper, barely audible, buried beneath the static. You rewind, play it again and again, each time the hair on your arm standing a little straighter. Was it the wind whistling through the cracks, a pipe groaning in protest, or was it something more? That's the thing about EVPs, or electronic voice phenomena as the pros call them. They're like those blurry photos of Bigfoot, open to interpretation, shrouded in mystery, and always spine-tingling. But hey, even if it turns out to be the neighbor's cat meowing, at least you've got a good story to tell, right? So, next time you're on a ghost hunt, don't forget the voice recorder. You never know what kind of messages you might capture from the other side. Just be sure to pack some extra batteries, because spirits, they love to drain those things faster than a teenager on social media. Chapter 3. Alright, ghost hunters, let's talk about the spirit box, also known as the ghost radio, the spectral scanner, or my personal favorite, the spooky sound machine. This thing is like a radio possessed by a chatty ghost, spitting out words and phrases from beyond the veil. See, the spirit box rapidly scans through radio frequencies, creating this chaotic symphony of white noise. It's like a million conversations happening at once, but instead of angry drivers and talk radio hosts, it's spirits trying to get a word in edgewise. The theory is that these spiritual entities can somehow manipulate that white noise, using it as a conduit to communicate with us, mere mortals. It's like giving a ghost a microphone and a megaphone all rolled into one. So picture this. You're in a haunted asylum, the air thick with the weight of past suffering. You've got your spirit box in hand, the antenna twitching like a rabbit's nose. You ask your question, your voice echoing off the cold, sterile walls. Can you tell us your name? You wait. Again you ask, what is your name? The spirit box crackles to life, a torrent of static washing over you. And then, clear as day, a voice cuts through the chaos. David. You freeze, your heart pounding in your chest. Was it just a random word plucked from the ether? Or did you just have a conversation with a restless soul? Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey Don, this sounds like a recipe for disaster, like accidentally calling a ghost on speed dial. And you know what? You're not wrong. Spirit boxes can be unpredictable, even a little unnerving at times. But that's part of the thrill, isn't it? The not knowing, the possibility of making contact with something beyond our comprehension. Just remember, if the spirit box starts spitting out threats or asking for your social security number, it's probably time to unplug and maybe call a priest. But hey, if you're feeling brave and you're ready to face whatever whispers the ether throws your way, then the spirit box might just be your new best friend. Just don't blame me if you end up having a one-sided conversation with a chatty ghost who won't stop talking about the weather. Chapter 4. Alright folks, let's talk about everyone's favorite piece of ghost hunting equipment: cameras. I'm not talking about your grandma's Polaroid or your phone's selfie cam though. We're talking about the big guns, the kind that can see what our feeble human eyes miss. We're talking about thermal cameras, night vision cameras, full spectrum cameras, basically anything that can capture the unseen world lurking just beyond our perception. See, the thing about ghosts is, they're notoriously camera shy. They'll happily slam doors, flicker lights, and whisper sweet nothings in your ear, but try to get a clear photo? Forget about it. They're like the ninjas of the paranormal world, masters of stealth and illusion. But that's where these fancy cameras come in handy. Thermal cameras, for example, detect heat signatures. So if there's a cold spot in the room, which is often a sign of paranormal activity, the camera will show it as a dark blob. Conversely, if there's an unexpected heat source, like say a ghostly apparition radiating body heat from beyond the grave, well, the camera will pick that up too, showing it as a bright spot. It's like giving your eyes a supernatural upgrade. Then there's night vision, which allows you to see in complete darkness. Now, this is particularly useful for those spooky nighttime investigations when things go bump in the night. You can use it to navigate dark hallways, peek into creepy basements, and maybe even catch a glimpse of a shadowy figure lurking in the corner. And finally, we have full-spectrum cameras, which capture a wider range of light than the human eye can see, including ultraviolet and infrared light. This means they can pick up on things like spirit orbs, those mysterious balls of light that some believe are spirits manifesting in our world. So, whether you're a seasoned paranormal investigator or a curious newbie, you never know when you might capture that one spine-chilling photo. That's all for today's deep dive into the world of spirit communication. Remember, whether you're a skeptic or a believer, the paranormal is a fascinating and often chilling subject. If you're brave enough to try any of these techniques yourself, be sure to do your research, stay safe, and always approach the unknown with a healthy dose of respect. And hey, if you do happen to capture any ghostly whispers or spooky apparitions, be sure to share them with us in the comments below. We're always up for a good scare. Until next time, stay curious, stay spooky, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more informative videos and investigations of haunted places. Remember, the truth is out there, somewhere,